Spoil mama on the go, lighten up the road, carrying hard and bubbly smile, lifting up the load. Sweet and helpful, got that cheer, every friend all year, witty spark and endless laughs, always bringing near. Every soulless soul, sailing wide, oceans calling true. Travel far, explore, travel far, discover more, seas that sparkle blue. Cruising waves with breeze in hair, trail without a map. Mom and family side by side, take another lap. Oh, my land, take us home where the wild winds blow. From Canada to distant shores, with love we'll always go. Oh, my land, light the night, guide us with your flame. With your spirit, we are free, never be the same. Family ties that never break, love that leads the way. In your arms we find the strength, rocking every day. Smiles that shine on rainy days, through the fog and mist. In your warmth, our hearts are held. Feel that gentle kiss. Oh, like the land, take us home where the wild winds blow. From Canada to distant shores, with love we'll always go. Oh, like the land, light the night, guide us with your flame. With your spirit, we are free, never be the same. Mountains high and valleys low, through it all you stand. Anchor strong in stormy seas, steady as the land. Memory of every trip, laughter on the breeze. With you, life's an endless ride, always here to please.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in. I see cruising is fun. Anytime is here. Welcome in. Welcome in. Well, I'm starting a book club tonight, and I've talked a little bit about the book. I'm going to kind of touch on the intro tonight, and going forward, once a month, if anybody wants to get the book and read it, or if you want to, there is an audio version of it, or if you just want to listen along here, totally welcome to. Don't have to buy the book or that. I'll be talking a little about things. So start by saying, hey everyone, really excited about this because I've been wanting to do something like this for a while. I started reading Be Your Own Bestie. Did that come through backwards? I don't know. By Misha Brown. And I thought, well, why not do a book club on this? Because I wanted to get this book anyways. So I feel like it's a book. It's something that a lot of us can relate to, especially with everything the life throws at us. It's all about how we talk to ourselves, how we treat ourselves, and honestly, that's something I think all of us can struggle with sometimes. So I'm not here as an expert at anything. I just wanted to share my thoughts and hear yours and have some real conversations about it, topics from it. And if you read it or are reading it, listening to the audio version, or just want to listen along, you're totally welcome here. Now, why I chose this book was kind of like I just said. Sometimes we aren't a good friend to ourselves. We're not being our own bestie. We're doing it, helping out everybody else, but when it comes to us, we don't. Well, some of us don't put ourselves first. So that's kind of why I like that book. Plus, I love Misha Brown. And I've been following Misha Brown for probably a couple of years now. I read the back before. It's a little autobiography or a little biography. It's Misha Brown is an entertainment powerhouse, influencer, podcast host, and performer who shot to the spotlight on TikTok with the viral lessons in Not Crossing a Gay Man series. Amassing over 6 million followers, named Motivational Creator of the Year and honored by the Webby Awards for social impact. He also earned a Best Comedy Podcast nomination from the Podcast Academy. His work's been recognized by People, USA Today, Good Morning America, cementing his status as one of the most compelling voices online. And if you're interested in checking out, let's copy this and paste it there. That's his Facebook page. And you can follow him on YouTube as well. Or if you're into TikTok, you can go down. I haven't gone down that rabbit hole yet. But my notes here. Sorry. I had had a little help with some ideas and stuff. But from what I read in the beginning, I said you might be familiar with him through social media. I've dropped the links there if you want to go look at that. Misha brings a lot of snark and sass to his Facebook page, to his TikTok. He's not afraid to call out anyone on bad behavior. He has a big intolerance to bullies. He talks frequently of his goddaughter. His nickname for her is Bean, and what stuff that she's gone through, but also how she's developed through talking to Misha and be able to come back when people are bullying her and, not take their crap. He's very supportive of his besties, which is his followers, and he, as he says, most of them are women, because being a gay man, he found more acceptance from the women. I laugh at it because there's other books out there say be your own bestie, but then it says a no nonsense guide to changing the way you treat yourself. And it's like, because otherwise be your own bestie is BYOB, and it kind of people think BYOB bottling that in. He's got away from the alcohol thing. So, but in here he has a little story he refers to as the boat. He's writing this book because I see you. I've seen you up close, like in real life pits of motherhood, marriage, and work, where you're just trying to do your best to keep yourself together. His friend Nicole was just like you. For years, she had been doing everything she could to keep her relationship intact. She'd vent to him on the phone, hiding in her bathroom where I could listen and hear the baby crying as her husband sat out in the living room like raising a kid wasn't his department. Just like the laundry, the meals, the doctor's appointments, even the damn balloons for their baby's birthday. One night while she was sobbing on his shoulder, I said something that just came out. Imagine you're in a little rowboat. Not a cruise ship, not a yacht, just a worn out little thing, barely enough to keep you. But you've got your husband in there, and your baby, and the dog, and every time someone in that boat gets tired of paddling, you pick up their oars. He stops trying, you paddle harder. He complains the ride's not smooth enough. You adjust the course even if it's directly into a storm that he created. He wants to stretch out. You curl up to make him more comfortable, and anytime the water starts to tip, you don't say a word. You just scoop out the water with your hands and smile like there's nothing happening. He says, I looked into her tired eyes and I said, because after all, you packed a life jacket for him. You made sure he had what he needed, but you don't have one for yourself. Because you figured you could just hold on a little bit longer. You really didn't think you deserved one. You told yourself, if you just love hard enough, sacrifice enough, prove yourself worth enough, maybe he'll start rowing again. I let that hang in the air between us for a second, because love isn't supposed to make you drown. And that's when she broke. Because somewhere along the way, Nicole had forgotten that she had right to be in the boat. Like a lot of us do that. We do things for this person, we do things for that person, we're doing, and we don't think we're worth bringing our own life jacket. So his guide to show up for himself starts as his own best friends. Started with a little thing he calls SAS. And SAS is self-reflection, affirmations, standing your ground, and sculpting the life you want. In the chapters, he names. I just started reading the self-reflection one, and it's called "Self-Reflection is a bitch." And the other sections are affirming the shit of yourself, standing your guard, which is about putting out boundaries if necessary, and sculpting the life you want. And there's self-reflection. He's talking about getting down to the root of what's not working and how to change that to live your best life. So he wants you to, in the book, he wants you to sit, so you sit in front of the mirror or stand in front of that bathroom mirror and really look at yourself seriously. Not in the fluffy, bubbly affirmations in this, that kind of way. More of the, how the F did I get here? It's like sitting in your own mess and reflecting. And that sounds like a lot of negative, but the good news is once you face all that, then you can start to learn how to fix it. And that's as far as I'm going to go today on that, because I have some other stuff I've had to do, and I hadn't had a chance to read too far. So the next, yeah, I see you there. The next one will be, where'd my book go? It's probably under here and it's going to fall. I had it out. It'll be in about a month. I might even have the thumbnail up for it. I might have the thumbnail up for it. But it'll be about a month. I think if I haven't got the thumbnails up for all this month and next month, they will be up shortly. So I got a friend in the basement. I'm going to bring her up.
Friend
Hello,
in the
Roxy.
basement. I lost track of time and I looked down and I thought it was like 6 something. No, I said, oops.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I had a friend messaging me at 1:45 when it was like, I don't want to really stop messaging with that friend, but I was like, I got to get this. So, but we've taken a break for now, for a little while.
Yeah.
I should tell my friend to read this book. Just telling me about all the stuff that's going on, but that's okay.
Yep.
Well, the good news is Gabby's only got 2 more days and she's on a cruise ship.
Yay. I wish I would have been on that cruise ship, but the deals didn't fall through this time.
You and me both, but it's like I just went on a cruise in November. I really couldn't turn around and do this one.
Well, I've got a good deal for a cruise, for a 14-day cruise back on the Grandiosos. I think it's in November if I wanted to go on it, but don't know if I want to still pay that price. But 14 days sounds great.
But you know who's had a guest contract on that ship?
Who?
Jay from the Ship Life.
I don't know. I don't think I watched him.
It was the picture of the guy I met on the Encore.
Okay.
The picture of.
But the Grandiosos is leaving or left. It's leaving or left soon to go to the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
And it will stay over there for like, I think 2 months, 3. And then it will come back. And when it comes back, that was the best ship I had ever been on.
Well, Jay was saying he's had a 2-week contract, just got off a 2-week contract for because he does the break dancing.
Yeah.
He used to work on NCL doing the dancing and stuff. But he had a 2-week contract. It's through a company in the UK. And he was to spend 2 weeks on the Grandiosa. The night before they were supposed to leave, they offered him a new contract. The night before. And it's like he already had another cruise because it was only a 2-week contract. He had another cruise planned within a couple of days and some other stuff going on that, he just couldn't drop in his life and go, okay, I'll stay on for another couple of weeks. And plus he said the ship was going to be going to the Mediterranean as well. So.
Yep. I would love to have went on this voyage to the Mediterranean, but I already paid my hotel and my fee to go into MomoCon, or it's something that's going on at the same time and I couldn't do it. So I don't know if it's left or going. But it's going in the Mediterranean, and I just couldn't swing it.
I got too much going on right now. So it's like, and plus I'm doing things and putting stuff away, a little bit away every month so that when it comes kind of time for the Heroes Cruise, I can pay for my Heroes Cruise.
Right.
No, I don't.
I'm putting things away to pay for some of the things that I've already got planned, putting things away for the next helping hands for cruising cruise, whether it be a hero or something else, because we could get a recipient between now and then. Someone say, oh, I'll host it, So
you never know what's coming up between now and then, but I really want to go on the Heroes Cruise, but we don't know what ship yet. We don't know an itinerary yet.
I
hopefully,
don't know exactly when, but
it's 2028 in the fall, and there is the where they kind of want in like September, October.
yeah.
That's that's all we know so far. And we know it'll be NCL, but we don't know what ship, which itinerary. And it's like, I don't know.
Well, I hope it's different than the Encore. It wasn't my favorite.
I was okay with the Encore, but the only thing I had to compare it to was the Breeze and the Horizon. So
Right.
they do do a couple more. I can see, okay, because I've been looking at the different NCL ships, and there's the different classes and stuff, and it's like the Encore was from the Breakaway Plus class, I believe, and there's ones like the Prima, the Viva, that are a few more that are, which we'll talk about in a couple weeks. I got a thumbnail up for that, I think. Maybe. I was working on it. About the different large class ships, but I've been looking at that and I was like, I don't know if I like the Prima Plus because they have smaller buffet areas. It's like
Right.
kind of like half the size or a third of the size, but they have the indulge food hall, which you can go in there, and there's all these different restaurants, and you can either sit at the bar at these restaurants and order from that specific one, or you can sit at a table or booth, and they have a tablet, and you can order something from there and something from there and something from there. But looking at them, it doesn't look that big in there, and I'm like, if you have a ship that's got like 3,000 people or more, where are you sitting everybody?
I know. I was just watching this guy last night. He's on a brand new ship, just launched 2 weeks ago. I can't remember the name of it or anything. But the problem, he's on there the first time they invited him, but he'd already booked it himself and paid for it to do the media for his TikTok and YouTube. But there's one pool.
Yeah.
I mean, and some of the other little small things he's talking about. It's a great ship, but this room is too small.
But then I'm looking at pools. Well, I don't go in hot tubs. The only hot tub thing I went into or close to it was the Thalassa therapy pool on the Breeze, and I wasn't impressed with it.
Right.
I just don't like the idea of sharing a warm pool or hot tub or whatever with a bunch of other people, especially they're drinking and they haven't been getting out while they're having another drink, and I'm like, yeah. And I haven't been in any of the pools on any cruise that I've been on yet, except one night on the Horizon, V and I went to the aft pool at the back. I was like, it was after dark. We were only in there maybe half an hour.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at some of the pools, and if they don't have step downs for me to get into easily like the hot tubs do, I do not want to walk off backwards into a ladder. And there's one ship that I was looking at, and it's a step down, a big platform, another step down, and it gets deeper. And I said, I want some. Those kind of pools are easier for me to get in and out of. So I'm, look at the pools too when I book something. Now the Grandiosis, I didn't get in the pools, but I got in the hot tub.
But I find I'm not a big pool person anymore.
So I can get in the hot tub easier than I could the pool light. So.
Probably the only pool I've been in the last, well, that was 2022. So that's 3.5 years ago.
Right.
I don't know if I've been in another pool since. And more often, we'll go to the beach. The beach at 7 Mile Beach was nice.
Right.
Water was a little cool, but wasn't so bad once you got in. And then before that, I've done the beach here a couple times, and then the water here is very cold. It takes till like July or August to get to a decent temperature. But I enjoyed 7 Mile Beach.
I enjoyed the 7 Mile Beach. I did walk down and put my feet in the water, but I am not stable enough on my feet anymore to walk out because of the I don't do it. But I loved it. It was beautiful.
The water was nice at Nachi too, but the beach was not good.
Right.
Because they had the storms go through the week or two before, and it was like this part kind of got washed out, and then there was like 2 to 3 foot drop from this beach to that beach. Like, it would be safer for you guys to take a rake and kind of level it a bit, or put a grade to it so people can walk up and down. Because you were the only
one.
Yeah, because you were the only one that struggled. But hey, you got a good-looking guy to help you out.
I know it was, but he was sitting next to his wife. I said, "Darn." But no, Nachi they did say the reason the beach was like that, they just had a hurricane, and whatever comes, the county, the state, or whatever comes to fix their beaches ain't got to theirs yet. I said, okay.
Well, even don't get me wrong, I like Nachi, but it hasn't been my favorite place. But hey,
no.
But when and this is going back to 2019, when I went to Cuba, the resort I was at, they had guys every morning that put out the beach chairs. They had a little broom and they brushed the sand off. But before they did that, they had rakes and they raked all the seaweed off the beach, and everything was really nice. So you didn't have seaweed out in front of where the chairs are. It was all raked back into a ditch way back behind where the chairs go. So it was like the beaches looked nice, and then it's like, oh, you want to sit here? And he grabs his little brush and brushes it off, and there you go.
Yeah. I was watching the guy who, you've seen this guy, the metal detecting guy from Australia, but lives in Amsterdam now.
Oh, Bondi Treasure Hunter?
Yeah. All right. He took his van that he had built out, him and his wife and their baby, to go back to Australia, to his home country. And they went to one of these beaches. And they've got a pool there, but it's a seawater that comes into the pool. The way they've got it built, you can walk right. Oh, I'm frozen. Did not know that.
Yep, you are.
Oh, well, I'll unfreeze tomorrow. But anyway, you can walk right into it, and you're in the ocean, but it's a swimming pool. They built right into the ocean. And I said, I would love to do that.
It'd be interesting.
Or the sea, whatever they call it over there.
It was funny. The first saltwater pool I ever went into was my cousin's.
Yeah.
That's going back a while. That'll be 20 years.
Yeah, I think it's in Sydney, in that big, I think it's Sydney he was in. That's where he and his wife met, in Australia, where he was from. And that's one of the beaches that looked like I could get into that water and it wouldn't knock me down because of the way they built it.
It was interesting talking about Australia. I was like, yesterday or day before, I was busy doing stuff, so whatever videos are playing, and I've got on this kick of watching these paramedic shows from Australia. It's been quite interesting.
Oh, I've heard of those.
The ones that they have kind of ones that are on the equivalent, like what an ICU nurse or doctor would be, that are go out, like have MICA, MICA. They would go out and do specialized stuff, or if there's an ambulance crew, paramedic crew out doing stuff, and somebody needs an airway put in, so they need special medications. So these ones will show up to the scene and they do all that stuff to intubate the person. It was quite interesting to watch. some interesting. Not all. It wasn't all accidents. There's been a girl was hiking was bit by a brown snake, and they had to airlift her out. But
Right.
she was an off-duty paramedic or something too. So she had her first aid and stuff with her. So she sat down. She bandaged up her leg to keep the venom from trying to spread and stuff like that. And they've delivered babies. They've dealt with kids. They've dealt with a lot of seniors. That one person's having a heart attack or a stroke or this person's just fell down. I felt bad for one today that this lady she has 2 special needs kids, and her husband went away for overnight or a weekend, and they're at this hotel. This hotel had a rooftop pool, and they went up to the pool, and she just stepped in the pool, and the way she stepped, she slipped and broke both bones in her one leg. I'm like, oh, because the 19 stories up, so they was all talked about them how they had to get her, all the stuff they had to do to get her out of the pool, and then to get her down into where the elevators would be to take her down. And I was like, that'd be quite the ordeal. But it's quite interesting to watch. Some of it I've watched is in the New South Wales area. Some of the stuff I've watched was right down in Melbourne. It's like, okay, I can't see Sean and Lana. Where are they?
Yeah.
There was some that the people were out somewhere, and you can see the Sydney Harbour and the Opera House and all that in behind, but it was kind of dark. So I was like, it's been interesting.
Yep, I'm also looking up a cruise to go out February 14th. The one that Scotty J and them are going on. And I got a semi-good deal on it, but it's not really what I want to do, you know? I said, why am I going to waste money on something that I really don't want to do? But just because your friend's going on it don't mean you have to.
At some point in time, I would like to go on a cruise myself and a friend or whatever. I haven't been on a cruise and still won't be on a cruise that isn't a group cruise.
Right. I mean, there's only going to be 6 or 7 on that cruise. Yeah, 7 because the little girl's going. But still, it's just, I like Carnival Breeze that I went on. I loved the cruise director. But if you're not enthused about another little small ship, you know, I say go where you like. It doesn't matter if you're by yourself or somebody else.
I say probably Felipe's been my favorite cruise director so far.
Yes.
I would say Cookie before, but Felipe just put that little extra out there.
Yep. I think I'm going to go back and come back in. Anybody else here talking, or is it just me and you today?
Just me and you.
Oh, well, let me go back out and come back in. I don't know why I froze.
I know somebody's lurking too, but
whoever's lurking, hello.
At least I think she's still there, but that's okay. Also, this book, you check out his Facebook, and there's pictures and videos on there. There are videos of him singing, and oh my goodness, can he sing?
Okay, I'm back. Maybe someone else will show up. Maybe not. I've had that trouble lately. The last 2 or 3 times I've went live, I get 0 people watching me. 0. I go to TikTok. I get starting out 1, 2, 3, and then I get 30. Then I get 40, 50. And then it goes down, 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 and I end up with about 10 watching till the end of my thing. I said 10's better than 0.
No, I'm here. I'm keeping my routine of weekly things unless something really comes up that I can't, and putting out some shorts. And put out some shorts. It's over a week ago of the dingling squirrels that keep up on the patio, and I've got 1.5 thousand views on one and 1.1 thousand views on the other. I'm like, okay. And I got about a dozen new subscribers. So I was like, so welcome in. If you're here, if you come to watch these, welcome in. Tonight I'll just talk briefly about the book I'm reading, and I'll do that about once a month. We got some other ideas coming up.
Yeah.
Of course, the top of my head.
Yep. Today I've been looking at all the people on Facebook. I'm on the way to the ABC cruise.
Yeah, I've seen that. Kurt and Marcia, I think, started out yesterday and went partway, and then they were continuing on today. And I seen Captain Billy and Danny had left today.
Yeah. Yeah, when they get an opportunity, they go from one side of Florida to the other side of Florida. You would think it would be just right there, but it's about 6 hours.
No, that's it.
Hey, I know. Sweet 21 Princess, whoever you are, welcome in.
Welcome in. The channel I follow from Alaska, the dad drove partway down to the States towards Florida, and they bought a truck, and him and his father-in-law traveled from Alaska down into, I think it was like Ohio or something, and they bought this truck, and they bought an RV, and they drove it down to Florida. Well, his wife flew into Florida with the kids, and then, hi, Ariel. They've made their way. They were up around the Panhandle, but then they went all the way down to the Keys, and they kind of did the southmost spot, and then they're slowly making their way up. They got up to, the video today was on the space station, or not space station, the NASA thing there you can go visit, and then they'll make their way. They're kind of doing the southern states, and then going back up to Alaska. They're doing it over 4 months, and it's been interesting to watch.
If I could drive better than I do and drive at night, I said I would love to get in a car and just take off, and do things.
If I had a vehicle, I would.
Well, I've got the vehicle, fly on down, and you do the driving, and we'll share the gas. Sleep in Walmart parking lots.
I'll be going over stateside in the very end of July, beginning of August, for probably about a week. My cousin, she's back. I went and picked her up last Friday. I was supposed to be there last Thursday, but that changed things. She got in on Friday night, and she's here till later in May. We're not here. She's gone back across with her husband, but she's down here till this area till the end, or later in May, and then she's back up. Where's it? Early June. Then she goes back up to another place that I haven't heard of, and I didn't write it down. That's way up there. None of it.
Right.
She's up there. She'll be in that place for doing the same, like the home nursing stuff, for about 6 weeks. Then she comes back, I think, around the 25th of July. Because I gave her heck. She's going to miss my birthday. But her daughter, but it's her second husband's daughter, is getting married the 1st of August.
Yeah. So
I will be going across in puppy sitting or pet sitting. I'll be puppy sitting Jasper and kitty sitting Oreo, which is cool because my aunt will be going down with them. The wedding is in Tennessee. Don't remember where in Tennessee, but in Tennessee. and we'll be going down together, and I'll have a vehicle. So when I go stateside, I can go around a few different places. Not too far. I'm not going to waste gas, but I'll be able to do a few things over there and get some puppy videos.
And you can go to Aldi's.
I can go to Aldi's. I can go to Meyer and get that. Oh, that was that wine that we had on the cruise, the Moscato. I know somebody said they found it in Myers for like $8 a bottle, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's NCO that guy's on TikTok because he did a solo studio. I like them, but I don't like them. I like the concept, but the rooms are really too small. Even though I'm short and everything, just not big enough room for me. I guess I'm claustrophobic. I don't know. But anyway, in the room where you can go for if you have that, they have wine and beer on tap 24/7. You just go in there, use your key card, go in, get your wine. And he got Moscato last night.
Oh, they have a lounge for studio lounge.
Yeah, they have a solo studio lounge, and he got, I think it was a Moscato wine. He got just a little, about that much, just to taste it, because he said I'm really not a drinker, but he said it's free. I can sample it. If I like it, I'll know it. Yeah.
No, they got some, like fruit and snacks and or something, like stuff to snack on or whatever.
They had sandwiches in the one he was at. He said they had sandwiches this afternoon.
It's one thing I'm considering for the Heroes Cruise. I was saying that.
Yeah, I want a solo, but I want the next step up, and you will still be able to get into the solo lounge. You're just one cabin bigger.
I believe there's don't quote me on it, but I think there's a solo or a studio balcony something or other that's you can go with that. I'm not 100%. I have to look into more, but yeah, I'd be fine with it because I only sleep in there and change my clothes or shower.
Right. They were twin beds, which is fine. Cause because the twin beds is just as long as a regular bed, but I'm so short it doesn't matter.
I've slept in.
I just didn't like how small it was because I don't unpack. I just lay in the suitcase on the opposite side of my bed or the couch, but there's no couch in there. You got one little stool.
One person I seen in there, they had hung up a few things, but there was like a spot and they had their suitcase sitting there open. So
yeah, I could probably do that, but I'm
just thinking I don't know how things are going to go, but that's one of my thoughts for that because I'm kind of that, I've never gone on a cruise alone, but that'll be another group cruise, but I've never stayed by myself either. So to have my own space that I'm not sharing with anybody, I can come and go whatever and hope not disturb somebody. So it's like, we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next couple of years.
Yeah, that's what I like about the NCO in the studio. Every night when we were on that, you could go to the 5:00 meetup in the solo room where they had the wine and the cookies and stuff. And then if you wanted to, you could go eat dinner with all of them. And that way you got to meet them. They had not the cruise director, but they had, I don't know what they call them.
Probably an entertainment person or something.
Yeah, they had a person there that was in charge. And some of them, they have solo meetups, but there's nobody in charge. So people don't go to those. They got somebody in charge to lead a game. We played little games like you had to talk about yourself. You partnered up, and then your partner you had to remember whatever I said to the partner, and the partner had to talk, say, reply it back, and you got to meet people. And I thought that was really interesting.
Would be.
So I want to do that again, but I don't know because I got sick the second or third day on the cruise, if it was the food or just something, because I never get sick from motion. So I don't know what it was. I think it was a barbecue that did it. Ugh.
Even I would say the roughest cruise, the most motion I've felt it was on the breeze going across the Gulf.
Right.
And even sitting there and looking at my water glass, and you can see the water doing this in the glass, and it's like, I guess the seas are a little rough, but I know a couple times, maybe on the breeze, and maybe once on another ship or whatever. I'd get it was almost like a little lightheaded or a little dizzy just for a split second, and I'm like, okay, that was kind of weird because the that's when you're the motion of the ocean kind of thing is dealing a lot of with your inner ears kind of stuff too. And I'd be just like, okay, that was weird. I feel fine. I take stuff just in case with me, just in case, and I've only taken. Going on the breeze, I had some boning left from the cruise before, and it was like I took it for a couple days before, in the first couple days, just to see. And I was like,
Right.
I was fine after I stopped taking it.
Whoops, my phone did a do.
I was like, what the? I don't know. Let's wait. Have to wait and see how things play out.
Right.
This year, pet sitting in August. It's July, August, and possibly for my oldest in, I think it's going to be November now. Which will be interesting because I have yet to meet Lucky.
Lucky? Who's that?
Nikki's cat.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't been out to Nikki's since his ex left. Since before his ex left. And that's when Lucky was found with his head stuck in the air conditioner thing. I've seen pictures, but I've yet to meet Lucky. So I guess Lucky's pretty independent.
Yeah.
Full of mischief. We'll see. And pet sitting Jasper, just have to take him for a walk or once or twice a day, and then likes to go to. He's got another dog friend. There's a dog park, like fenced off area, just around the corner from their townhouse thing.
Mm-hmm.
And him and his friend Bauer will run around there for a while, chasing each other or chase the ball or whatever. If I don't want to take him for a walk, I just take him out there and play with him for a while. And Oreo's pretty independent. Just make sure he's got food.
Yep. My sister-in-law's dog passed away about a month ago. And yesterday she posted she had a new dog already. And I'm not ready for another dog. We've had dogs in our marriage. 43 years I had a dog. And I said, I'm not ready for a dog. I don't want any more vet bills, any more vacation bills, She goes on her vacation, I go on mine. And hers cost almost as much as mine did. I'm going, no.
No.
The vets.
You're free to travel now and not having to worry about spending extra money on boarding and vet and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Not that you wanted Candy to go anytime soon, but
no,
that's one less worry that you have.
Yeah, because I can pick up and just go.
Or worrying about finding a place that's pet friendly to take her with you.
I know if I ever did get another one, I still don't want a real big dog. And the only dog I've ever really kept a long time were all Dachshunds. But I would want one that is certified and trained to go on an airplane, to go in a hotel. Candy could go to some hotels where they would charge me. Some hotels would not. But if I had a certified helping dog, not just a, not just they've got two different kinds. Companion, what do they call them?
So Callie was actually, when we adopted Callie came with a paper that said he was a registered service dog.
Yeah, there's service dogs and then there's helping dogs. I want one that legally can go in a restaurant or anywhere.
I know we kind of talked afterwards. Like Trevor's got a whole bin of Callie's toys and stuff. He wants me to just take it to Goodwill. And I said, well, my friend Kathy across the way, they have a Rascal. I think Rascal's almost a year old. I think he's got Springer Spaniel. I'm not sure what else. And I thought, well, some of the toys I can clean up and take over and give to them, or the leashes or whatever. But I just haven't got around to doing it, just sitting down there. But Trevor doesn't want a dog as big as Callie in the future. It's like, okay, that's you.
Well, I've kept all of the leashes that we've had over the years because they're not expensive, but they're not cheap. So I kept all of the leashes. I've got all my dog bowls. I just gave away all the food and the medicine because that will go out of date. It won't be any good. So all that went to the place Candy was boarded at, and she was real happy to get it off. So I've got all the stuff I need to get another one. I'm just going to wait. It's going to be a lot easier.
Well, there's like a red leash red leash and collar. Well, the collar's sitting with Callie's urn, but the red leash, it went with that. I was like, I don't want to get rid of that. And then there's the umbilical leash too. And I thought, well, the umbilical leash would be a good one to take over when I go take care of Jasper and see how that works. And if it works good, then maybe I'll leave it over there for them. But but there's a dog coat. For some reason they decided to give him one bowl that had all the divide things in there, so it slows. Oh, welcome in, Kat and Matt. Thank you for stopping by. How's it going tonight? It's going pretty good. It's kind of a quiet night tonight. I was talking about the book I've started reading, Be Your Own Bestie by Misha Brown. I'll be doing a book club once a month on that, just talking about what we've read and stuff. If people want to read it along or do the audio version, or just want to come and hear about it. But then Roxanne and I just been talking about traveling and cruising, and because we've been on a couple cruises together.
Yeah.
And then
trying to talk her to come into America. We go on another cruise together. Now for my birthday, I'm going to Alabama, go gambling. You're welcome to come along. The room's already paid for. You just need to fly here.
That's the hard part. It's expensive to fly right now with the fuel prices being up.
Well, some of the airlines have not started charging extra yet, and some have. Some cruise lines, well, not most of the cruise lines have not started charging yet. They're just saying there are. People are just thinking they are.
I don't know. I was supposed to be going stateside in September, but I'm not going to the meet up now. So, and that I didn't know because at the time Nikki was talking about going south to see their friends in September, but now it sounds like it's going to be November, which is okay because the one friend's birthday is in November, so we can celebrate then. But
I thinking about coming to Florida.
Well, Nikki's friends live in Tampa area.
Are they going to drive or fly?
They will fly down. Cruising tomorrow. Out of where? Which ship? I'm interested. What ships have you? What cruises lines have you traveled on? I've done 2 on Carnival Horizon in 2022. Carnival Breeze in 2024, and then NCL Encore in 2025. Now, if I lived down in Florida area, I'd be looking into cruising more, but I live in Canada, so it's a little cold up here. It's a little distance. Although flying down, flying back, I've been able to go to different places because I've had a layover in New York, I've had a layover in Nashville, I've had a layover in Chicago.
Interesting. Interesting evening and day. I'm all packed for my. I'm going to. What's it called? I'm going to a convention tomorrow.
Right?
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes. Sounds interesting.
Yes, 30 minutes from the house. My friend's going on Saturday. She called me last week and said, "Are you ready to go to Sherlock Holmes convention?" I said, "Oops, I forgot."
Oops.
But they're just going for the day. And I want to go and be able to go to they got a dance party tomorrow night. And I want to be able to do content for my YouTube and TikTok. So I'm gonna go the whole weekend. It starts tomorrow at 5:00. I'll leave here around 1, even though it's only 30 minutes. But I want to get there, and hopefully they'll have my room ready. And I may stop and get me something to eat when I get in that area because there's lots of shopping. So,
oh, it's looking. The Sarnia Pop Culture Show is a week from Sunday.
yeah.
It's like a mini convention thing, but they got big enough. They moved out of that used to use like a big room. It's like a banquet room in the Holiday Inn, and then they took over that one in another room. Well, now they've moved to arena.
Yeah. Are y'all still doing the cosplay thing y'all go to?
I'm not sure what Nikki's plans are this year. I think we're all taking the year off. Because I know even Ollie's taking the year off, which is
What's it called? The group you're in?
LARP, live action.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll see LARP again when I go to MomoCon. They'll be there.
Well, I managed to get into my character thing the one day to see what my character actually has. I don't know what I did with that piece of paper, what my skills are and stuff. Because the list is like this long, and I was like, I don't remember what half of that stuff was.
Right. I don't know if they'll be at this weekend's thing or not. They go mostly to the big cons around here. They were at the gaming convention too, I think. I think they were there last year. I know they were at MomoCon. Because I went up there and she said, "You can look in and you can let me know if you want to go in. If you do, you have to put your name down just for safety reasons, you know." It's not bad in there. It's just that it was kind of a dark room. Whatever scenario they were doing, it was at dusk, and I said, "Well, I don't see good in dark rooms, so I didn't participate."
I was looking to see. I don't know. I don't think they do one in.
Yeah.
At least I've never seen anything over at like the Port Huron thing. Is it like a convention type like that? I know this one started off small. I think it was the second year that we went to it that the group from London, from the Underworld LARP came down. And that's how we found out about the London one and not having to go all the way north of Toronto to go to one.
Right.
It's just got kind of pricey for go to a thing for a weekend. Plus you Well, you can either buy your food because they have the tavern there, which they have a limited menu, or you bring your own food and cook it. But then on top of it, you're paying about $100 to be there for the weekend. So it's like,
Yeah.
how much do I want to go?
Well, this weekend, I pay for everything. No one's sponsored me yet to do anything like that. But the thing is, I was trying to decide, do I want to carry anything besides my snacks? Because I got another snack box in and I got all this chocolate. And tomorrow usually is my Taste Test Friday at 6 o'clock. So instead of Taste Test Friday, it will be live me at the con doing something. So, do I carry? I got to cook chicken before it goes bad, and I think I'm going to freeze half of it, cook it and freeze it. Little chicken, boneless, skinless, thin breast. So I'm going to do that when we get off live here. But some people like to take their food all weekend, but a lot of hotels now are not even giving you a microwave.
Yeah,
So you have to ask for a microwave, or you have to figure out where the public microwave is, because a lot of them will have a public one. You just got to find out where it's at.
I went to a hotel like that when I went out to visit my mom in birth mom in 2013. The year we drove out. Oh yes, one public microwave. Actually, it was interesting because you went in this part. Here's your lobby of the hotel, and then to get to our part of the hotel, you had to go through the smoking section of rooms, and then was our part past that, and then the microwave was way down the end of the hallway on a little table. One little microwave, no fridge around, no other things around, just this little microwave sitting on a table. I'm like, okay. Anyhow, folks, we'll be back next week. I'm trying to remember what was next week. The thumbnail's up for it. You can go check it out. And then the following week is Where the Canuck Are We? Or Where the Canuck Are We Going? I think. No, it's Where the Canuck Are We that week. I have one that's going to be Where the Canuck Are We Going, but and the last week we'll be talking about April. We'll be talking about cruising too. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank for next week. It's up there. Anyways, we'll see you next week. Hope everybody has a good week and weekend. Bye for now.